that's when I realized that she was every cowboy's dream come true. She told me this right here. She said, "Excuse me, you look like you love me."
That is Riley Green singing the infectious 2024 hit, "You Look Like You Love Me," with another breakout country star, Ella Langley. That song first became a phenomenon on social media and then on the charts, where it reached #1. Green spent a decade or so on a patient, steady rise in Nashville before that hit and another with Langley made him one of the hottest acts in music. His leading Marlboro Man looks certainly don't hurt, either does his catalog of relatable sing-along songs. Now Green is poised to pick up millions of fans outside of country music. He takes his seat this fall as a coach on NBC's The Voice. Willie got together with Riley the other day for a Sunday Sitdown.
Riley Green has hit his stride.
But it's certainly a great time to be in country music.
With a sold-out North American tour, a guest starring role on the Yellowstone spin-off Marshalls,
Not if I'm trying to figure out where all the cowboys are gone. Think you can back up that smart talk arm going with that 6th string.
and a coveted seat as the newest coach on The Voice.
Yeah, you see this. Yeah, I can tell that it's just going well because I'm tired.
Green's career caught fire a couple of years ago, thanks to a pair of catchy hit duets with Ella Langley.
And you look like you love me. All right now.
Is it fair to say things exploded for you, starting with the duet with Ella?
You can't fabricate something like that.
And I don't mind if I do. Drank up the nerve and show up at you.
The moments that those songs had was a surprise to me. It was something to where fans really latched on to us. The songs, it helped that we had two big hit songs together, but really they love the story of us being from Alabama, being on tour together. We're seen together everywhere on the road for better part of 2 years, and I think that had a lot to do with it. And I thought country music was specific to where I grew up.
The 37-year-old was born and raised in Jacksonville, Alabama, the son of a construction worker. He played quarterback at hometown Jacksonville State University, with music just a hobby.
I don't remember any point through high school, even college, thinking like I might have a music career.
Really?
No, and when I stopped playing ball in college, and I was kind of just working construction, and I started playing in bars. I playing cover shows at these bars, and somebody else would get up after me, and they could sing circles around me. So the only thing I could do to set myself apart was to write, because nobody can write the exact story that I'm going to come up with. And when people started to tell me that this meant something to them, or that line reminded them of this or whatever, that was when I kind of became passionate about it.
Green built houses during the day and began to build a fan base while playing local gigs at night.
I went from playing Loco Mex, which was about 80 to 100 people, for $150 a night, to going and selling out at Iron City in Birmingham, which I'd seen Chris Stapleton play at, and it was this big venue to me. In my mind, it held 1,300 people.
And is that just word of mouth? Is it social media?
It's completely word of mouth.
Word eventually made it to Nashville, where Green signed a record deal in 2018. His first #1 song came shortly after.
There was this girl, drink in her hand, shoot me and let's get into trouble grand.
2 years later, he was named the Academy of Country Music's New Male Artist of the Year. Green's straightforward country storytelling
And I wish grandpas never died.
has earned him #1 hits, ranging from a collaboration with Luke Combs
Doing things a little different round here.
to the steamy ballad, Worst Way.
I want you in the worst way.
I don't write a lot of love songs, and it was a little risque love song too for country music.
Yeah.
You know, we can't write dirty songs in country music, you know, so I was flirting a little bit there. And I remember thinking like, man, there's something cool about it, but I don't know.
Now Green is set to release his 4th album, That's Just Me.
19 tracks, most of which you wrote yourself. When you sit down to put an album together, how do you decide what it's going to sound like, what it's going to look like, and kind of what you want to say.
Now that I'm a few albums in, like where I'm at in my career now, what's different, I always try to think about what got me here, you know, what types of songs and where I was mentally writing from, and make sure those songs are always on an album.
I ain't as thinky as you drunk I am.
That you almost have to read the title 3 times to figure it out.
It's called Think As You Drunk.
You had to think about it there.
It's easier to say when you're drunk, I think.
On one song, Green pays tribute to a personal music hero, the late Toby Keith.
We didn't sit down to write a Toby Keith kind of song, so we sent it to his manager, and he played it for their family, and they loved the idea of him being a part of the song and having that little "I Ain't As Good As I Once Was" at the end.
It's a very moving moment just to hear his voice again since he passed away a few years ago.
Yeah, well, it's cool too because you've got something that, you know, it is a moment that'll kind of pull at you a little bit, but it's also in a moment that's very happy.
But I'm as good once as I ever was. Say I'm on my way. If I had it my way.
I'm curious, Riley, if now that you've attained the level of success you've attained, if it feels different now to put out an album. Is it easier because you know you've got this good group of fans with you? Is it harder because the expectations are higher?
It feels different. It's not an expectation thing, though. There's not really more pressure now, especially not from fans. More people are finding me every day, so to make that circle bigger, you know, how do you do it? And I'm able to put out music and grow something that's really been growing for the last 12 years.
Now the guy who used to build bars back home has one of his own in Nashville.
There's a lot of moments, especially when I go home. I remember one night playing Loco Mix, it closing at midnight, they kicked everybody out, and then I went and retiled the bathroom that night while it was closed.
Come on.
It was a lot of fun, but it was, I was still working, you know? So the opportunities I've got now are just things I never would have dreamed of. And the bar is probably the biggest one because, you know, there's a bar that I can go to and eat breakfast for free every morning, you know? Nobody can throw me out of it. I got a key to a bar.
That's how you know
and
you've
I don't
made
have
it.
to tile anything while I'm there.
Riley's upcoming album, That's Just Me, comes out on September 18th. You can see him on tour right now or just catch him hanging out at his bar, Riley Green's Duck Blind in Nashville. Our thanks to Freeman's Restaurant in New York for hosting Willie and Riley. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sunday Sitdown podcast to hear Willie's full extended interview with Riley Green, including Blake Shelton's advice to him for coaching on The Voice and the special seating arrangement they've made for Riley's cowboy hat. You can find our conversation wherever you get your podcasts. And you can now watch that extended interview by subscribing to NBC News. Scan the QR code to check it out on the app or online.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.